Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Welcome to AOA Productions, our weekly Dungeons and Dragons game. Sorry, I make myself laugh. Thanks everybody for being here. Hope you guys get a chance to join us in on our adventure. Live, laugh, love, all that good stuff. Thanks to our players, everyone for joining us for this game. Hope everyone's surviving the pandemic all right and all that good stuff. So much love to y'all. To dive right in, last week's episode, they just finished traversing the dangerous depths of the labyrinth of Acanus Mora. The players eventually getting through everything, cutting through these mushroom creatures, saw a old halfling who introduced herself as Prime Seer Raga Fiercefish. She produced an age-old vision that was shown to her as a child that she had been carrying through her whole life for their perusal. Detailing in it, we saw a gray man facing this large kind of tornado cloud, destroying tons and tons of sailing ships, with a familiar individual reaching out for help among the wreckage to that player. Additionally, we saw Alderia zoom across many landscapes, following the stars of the ram until she found herself in front of a large, similar but not the same labyrinth. Upon reaching that labyrinth, a second glowing star of the ram returning to the night sky. Turning to Nova, we saw this weird claw-like pedestal facing in on a very familiar pendant to him, something he's held dear to him. Sundered in the middle, the pedestal rested until it grew hot with almost radiant, magical light, burning it. After almost a searing heat from this vision, the pendant saw itself fused back together. And finally, we saw, well, not finally, actually, not Kyler, Erzan saw himself in a very familiar battlefield scape, kind of war-torn lances and swords stabbed into humanoid bodies, with a familiar mountain in the background with a radiant glowing pillar of light. Familiar to Erzan. In front of him, he saw a large kind of celestial figure, kind of gray, muscular, and barely covered with just a towel. At first, Erzan shows the very typical friendly nature that he had with this individual, but the creature seemed to be almost shambling towards him, zombie-like. In a fit, the vision cut as the confusion kind of gripped Erzan's face. And we saw everyone together at the end in a grassy field with a lavender purple ocean kind of in the background, lapping against the shore. A very thin beach. Before them in this field, the party saw this large, kind of almost elk-like creature with a Chinese dragon-style face, large nostrils puffing out fumes of smoke, with a wrinkled kind of nose leading up to straight set eyes, kind of forward set eyes. Disturbingly enough, kind of these tentacles drifting back again, very Chinese dragon-like. From the head, large antlers grew, candles nestled in all over, dripping slowly, hundreds of candles in these enormous horns. And the creature reminded each of the characters a little bit of their past, to keep it brief. Touching Alderia on the forehead with one of its dragon-y tentacles, searing kind of starlight emitted from her head, and the vision went blank. From there, not too much transpired. The party exited the ruins after seeking some help and gathering some components and herbs and potions, and eventually found themselves back out in the town of Valtine, with the knowledge of their vision and a question in their hearts. We return now, the day after, so if y'all haven't leveled up to level 6, first of all, you definitely are there. And on top of that, too, you guys all have the benefits of a long rest as the next day kind of crests itself. The day is yours to do what you will.
Yeah, Thad reminded me too. I forgot.
That's all good, buddy. We still love you.
Kidding. Sorry.
Look at this guy.
Man, look at him.
Look at him.
Yeah. So anyway.
Nah, it's fine. I'm a little sleepy today, so if you want to take a minute to level up, that's fine.
I think mainly we need to discuss what we'd like to do next.
That
The world
is
is
the main
your
course
oyster.
of action, I would agree.
If nobody wants to go first, I suppose I'll start by saying that we were presented with a lot of things that we could try to strive after, but I think that there's still a very real problem in the form of a young green dragon terrorizing a forest.
I was actually going to suggest that myself.
I was too.
Nova, what say you?
Yeah, it sounds fine to me.
You're interested in meeting one of your ancestors?
Well, I mean, not really that one. Kind of seems like a dick.
Yeah, that's actually something we should be concerned about a little bit here, Nova. This may come to blows. Are you sure that you would be comfortable if it got that far?
Well, yeah, I ain't got no legion to no random ass dragon in the woods.
Okay, I just wanted to ensure that you would be comfortable with somebody who is potentially hot kin.
It certainly sounds as though the creature is breaking basic tenets of justice and wreaking havoc on innocent people. I don't think that it would be... It seems like it would be wrong for me to just leave it to its devices, knowing that it exists.
Yeah, and I guess we know kind where it is, right?
You guys have an idea that it's somewhere in the Savrantine Forest. I will openly admit I don't know where you got the idea that it was killing innocents. But
yeah, we didn't know anything about that. We only know that Reshma wanted to use the dragon to further her own designs. And that she knew vaguely its whereabouts in the Savrantine Forest, but that was about it.
not to say, to be fair, many of the large dragon species do tend to hunt humans due to their affinity for humanoids, rather, due to their affinity for loot and those kinds of things.
Man flesh.
But beyond that, other than just like the basic level of, they probably collect humanoid golds and trinkets. There has not anything that I can think of that I've indicated would say they're like, terrorizing a town or anything.
Additionally, it is a green dragon, and the chromatics are generally of an evil bent.
Yeah, thinking back now, I don't know why I had the idea in my head that it was specifically doing something. Besides that, I thought that Reshma was pursuing an evil creature, which, if it's a chromatic dragon, I guess it's evil inherently.
Could be. She maybe was trying to make a deal with it, or was maybe trying to subvert it. Wasn't very clear.
I believe she was specifically trying to provide it as an offering, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, to the Night Mother, that's correct.
Right. Regardless, having a green dragon flying around, are there people in the Savrantine Forest or villages?
I would like to say that dragons are inherently magical beings, and if it does come to blows, we should be prepared to collect bits.
Wise.
To collect bits.
Not to be morbid, but I've been itching for the chance to study scales and blood for purposes.
Well, I have a handy haversack. I don't know how to say that, but that's how I've been saying it. Which is kind of like a less useful bag of holding.
I was wondering if Udatoth maybe has a bag of cold, perhaps, that we could store degradable bits in. I was thinking maybe if we could ask him for something like that.
I would certainly support that idea. We could go have a chat with him. He might even be able to guide us a little bit too.
Yeah,
This
if
is the, course
if he
of action
doesn't.
we're going to take. You can see if he's heard of any rumors in his travels.
I also think he's Camus Mora, if that wasn't clear earlier.
That's what you meant by that?
Absolutely.
Huh. I'm just going
It's,
to go, huh.
Seems a little too coincidental that we meet somebody who just happened to come across his body and happened to know of this labyrinth that was unrelated to his death.
There's a lot of coincidence, you're right.
Personally, I don't know if it's true. I have no other backing other than hunches, but I did get some sense that he knew what I was talking about when I said Raga Fiercefish greeted him, even though he played it off extremely well. It was subtle, but I feel like I picked up on something.
Interesting. Alright, so we're in agreement that we should pursue the Green Dragon in the 17th Forest. Would you guys like to leave today or tomorrow?
Maybe take a day to rest and supply, or a couple.
We did just get back from the labyrinth yesterday, last night.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm exhausted.
I'm pretty tired as well. It'd be good to catch up with my fellows in the Golden Bulwark here as well.
I'm sure Nova would like to spend a little time with Jasmine.
I would imagine so.
Maybe not.
You're
Indeed.
still sleepy, Nova?
I'm just my mind's adrift.
Touche. We were just talking about Jasmine.
Oh yeah, I already said hi. You know, I sort of came straight here. I'm assuming we're at the Prancing Pony right now.
Yeah, you guys,
Okay.
I would assume, are probably, enjoying light breakfast meads and warm toasts. Jasmine occasionally sending Nova a wink or a hand on the shoulder, but keeping it professional as she always does.
Yeah, I feel like a couple days spent in town wouldn't do anybody ill. Least of all Nova.
I would think so as well.
Yeah, I might go hit up our pal Udatoth though, and
I think we all had at least a little business with him.
yeah, and see if he has any more healing potions, because I think we just got the 3 from the village.
Right, from the labyrinth. But I'm game to go whenever I've finished breakfast.
So,
You guys enjoy the rest of your breakfast. Light meats, saltines of sorts, and plenty of water to make sure you stay hydrated in the desert climate. Eventually, brushing the crumbs off your chests, and with little warmth in your hearts from a long, successful adventure, you head off to the center square where you know Udatoth to reside with his camel stand, Seema. Now a very extremely familiar sight. Seema kind of propped down almost in this little kind of like extravagant fold out. Kind of looks up when he sees Aldaria, and you can see a little sparkle in his eye. And you guys approach, and as always, Udatoth, in their ever-flowing grace and large turban, greets you all. Hello, adventurers. Welcome back. What can I do for you today?
What are you selling?
Numerous bits and goods. What are you buying? That did not happen. But for anybody that gets that
he
reference,
just clicks into a different person.
I'd be so disappointed if you didn't do that.
I assume everyone but Erinn gets that reference.
what are you
I'll show you
selling?
later. I'll show you later.
Whatever you boying, what are you...
Never played Resident Evil.
What can I do for you, young
I'm currently in the market for some healing potions, and I mean, if you got armor, I think I asked you that when we first made acquaintances. but
Well,
I'm
certainly-
hoping maybe you picked up something new.
Would you like the good news or the bad news first?
Hit me with the bad.
The scale that I sold to your friend Algeria here was the last of the armor I had in stock of the magic variety. But the good news, I do have a single common healing potion left over, as well as a mana potion, should it interest you.
I'm more in the market for a healing potion.
Well, I do have that.
How much that gonna run me there?
I could sell it to you for 45 gold pieces.
Done.
Very well. Pulls it out of a small crate. You're familiar with these crates now, kind of like almost like audio foam in the center that holds these vials so that they don't get crashed. Very common among large amounts of potion holders. You know, either belt loops that carry them or these kind of just small chests. And you do acquire a common health potion for the low price of 45 gold pieces.
What's a manner potion?
A mana potion.
Nanner potion.
What's a nanner potion? What?
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
Tastes
so
like a tropical fruit.
confused. Huh?
Sort of penile in shape. Why am I Kylar? What the fuck is that?
It's sort
I
of
so want to take this
vanilla.
further, but I don't.
It
We're
grows
gonna end that
bunches of
there.
penile shapes.
What's a mana potion?
What's a manner potion?
Well, you see, a mana potion, when consumed, restores a base level spell slot to a
Oh,
user.
right.
Sadly,
Quite different
I
from
do
a
not
mana
know.
potion that teaches you manners.
Okay,
Mana
what is
potions.
what is the actual word you guys are saying?
Mana.
M-A-N-A. Like a flatbread, but blue and in a potion. Mana.
That is one hell
Mana,
of
mana.
Mana. I don't know,
It's
I feel
what
like
you
that's-
use to cast spells in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
potion.
Magica.
Yeah.
And that's the draconic.
Ah, there it was.
Gosh.
Light bulb.
This,
It's called Magica now.
this mana potion was a measly 60 gold pieces.
Do they not call it mana in Final Fantasy?
I never did like anything where it would have. Anyway, that's
I
the
think
thing.
I think it was MP, but
Yeah,
that's
right,
the
magic
thing that
points.
like
magic
the
points, yeah.
yeah, I think you're right.
I didn't play a magic character, so it was a lancer. The if anyone's curious.
Oh my.
The blue
False.
mushroom. No, not the blue mushroom things. The mage
mana
bulbs.
The
The
what?
mage bulbs. That's what the mage bulbs made, right?
The mage
That's what he
bulbs.
told me.
Yes, the mage bulbs
Okay,
do
thank
distill
you.
into mana potions. You also learned that each one would count for a first level spell slot. To make a second level spell slot potion, you need 3, because 1 and 2, and so on. So if you wanted a third,
Okay.
you need 1, 2, 6.
Okay.
And so
So we also have those blue caps that we could use to potentially enhance the effect of a potion as you were brewing it. You could distill that into the potion and potentially get greater effect.
Yep. And notably, blue caps raise DC, but raise efficacy.
Yeah.
So, depending on the kind of potion you're trying to make, they could be worth using as well.
Udatoth, you seem knowledgeable with alchemical ingredients. I picked up one called Oblivion Moss, and I have no idea what it does. Do you have any insight for me?
Moss. Let me see if I have insight for you. Udatoth dabbles. We'll see if they know.
Search through the notes in my head.
Oh my god, where are you? That tab. Okay, I had to really summon that one up. Well, I can't quite drum up the exact effect. I do seem to remember, though, it has something to do with the user's memories or perceptions when distilled into a potion. It's also quite potent when eaten raw, but to its exact effect, I cannot remember.
Thank you.
Of course.
Do we have any other shopping business?
Oh, yes. Udatoth, I was wondering, do you have some sort of storage that would keep perishable items, for lack of anything else, cold?
Not cold per se, but
Or keep them from decomposing as they were transported, perhaps?
I do have a limited compartment for stasis. It is of my personal use, however.
Do you know of any other such items, perhaps in the area? Or how long it would take to craft one? There's a dragon we are thinking about seeking out, and it may come to blows, but I know that dragon scales and teeth and blood is particularly is of use.
Well, I would be remiss as a shopkeeper with excellent customers if I did not warn you off of attacking such a beast.
Wouldn't be going out to necessarily slay the beast, but it was of interest to a hag that needed putting down.
I see.
So it may need also to be put down as well.
Do what you must, but come back and spend more money.
So would
As
you know
for-
of any items or way to keep things preserved?
As for these stasis kind of pocket dimensions, outside of carrying a lead enchanted box with frost magic, your best bet would be some kind of mixture of a bag of holding and some kind of perhaps time or gravitational magic. Just coming up with words here.
I like that word. It's new.
Perhaps to store it. Mine alone, if you would like to purchase it from me. I suppose I could let go of it for in the realm of 7,500 gold pieces. Other than that, you could perhaps acquire one down in the Dry Sand Bazaar. It is where I acquired mine.
Where's that?
You guys would know the Dry Sand Bazaar. Let me just pull that up. You and Nova have at least heard of it. Dang, I actually remember the name too. I wrote that down like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, Dry Sand Bazaar? Dry Sand Bazaar. I'm impressed with myself. You guys would know the general location because Udatoth described it before. It was about a quarter or a third of the way from Valtine to Elbow's End. On this map here, Valtine being here, Elbow's End being here. So probably you would imagine like right near the border here between Davros and Corandaria is where it is, maybe on the bottom side here.
Okay, while you have that up on the
Yeah.
camera,
Mhm.
where's the 17 Forest in relation to that?
Savernine Forest is...
Is it on the way?
Let me...
East.
Where are you?
It's east, is it not?
Savernine Forest is due east of
Oh,
Valtine.
so directly
Right.
opposite.
There. Not like the Savernine Forest pretty much stops at the border of Corandaria here. So like if you're lucky and your quarry's right on the southern border, it wouldn't be like completely out of the way. But if it's like in the meat of the Savernine Forest in Davros, you might be experiencing some trouble in that regard.
Did Reshma's notes give us any idea about the dragon's whereabouts at that time?
Sadly, it was more so that she lost it when entering the Savernine Forest. So you could
Yeah,
imagine
small
maybe
in
somewhere
tracking.
near her lair, but she didn't say particularly. Like near her lair is probably where she lost track of it in the Savernine Forest.
Okay.
But as far as that goes,
Okay.
no
Udatoth,
precise location. Yes. Sorry, for some reason I thought you were talking to Nova.
yes, Udatoth, the Dragonborn.
Yes, that is what I know for
Um,
sure.
Do you remember the price that you acquired that stasis pocket for when you were at the Dry Sand Bazaar?
This one here was 4,500 gold pieces. if I am to be completely honest. Typically, I do not give out trade secrets, but again, for fine customers, fine rewards.
Just so. And were there many alchemists who frequented that area?
Numerous.
So
Not
people
count
who
the amount of alchemists that I saw there.
people who would potentially be interested in the alchemical pieces of a dragon if it came to that.
Almost certainly. I imagine in the Dry Sand Bazaar you could find a buyer for just about anything if you're patient.
Interesting.
Udatoth,
Yes, Alderia.
I'm asking both Udatoth and Jesse this. Do things placed into an extra dimensional, oh my gosh, help me. Extra dimensional space. It was such a long day at work.
You're doing good.
Do objects placed into an extra dimensional space decay at the same rate as they do normally?
I'm gonna answer as Udatoth because I like him better than Jesse, so I'm just kidding. But Udatoth replies, typically, unless there's a special enchantment placed upon said extra-dimensional space, such as the one as I have on my bag. I hope that answers your question.
It does.
Is there anything else I can interest you all in?
Do you have any empty glass vials?
That was
I can
one of
pick up
them.
some for you. Here. Seema, shift over. Good lad. Seema kind of shakes a little bit in the dust, kind of sprays out around your feet.
Thank you,
Pulling
Seema.
out a small drawer, he pulls out 4 vials and hands them to you. For the
How much are these?
1 gold piece should suffice.
I'll cover that.
Alright.
Thank you, Kyle. And I believe there was something else.
Yes, a couple things actually. Did you have any other primers on how to open locks that are currently closed, such as the one I had purchased previously?
We do have a higher level one, and an intermediate as well. These ones would run you 15 and 45 gold pieces, respectively.
So 60 gold total.
60 gold for an intermediate and expert.
I will take them both.
Very well. Do you care to sell the old book back?
Certainly. I've learned quite a bit from it.
Very good. I can accept it for 7 gold pieces.
How about 10 for a return customer? And I'm buying the 2 higher level.
I seem to remember giving 8 to Alderia, for which I will settle for this one.
That can be done.
Very well.
7.
Udatoth has a shitty memory.
it
Hands you
Hey,
back
I'm-
8 of
was just last night, Udatoth.
It's a really shitty memory.
It's okay. You made back the gold piece that
He
you
really,
just spent on the vials.
he really tied one on last night. He's a little hazy.
You know,
I really just like to think that he's just that good.
you know how many objects he sold to this starving, needing town? How many magical items?
It's been 12 hours, but for some reason it feels like it's been 6 days, you know?
Breh.
I did have one other thing I was curious about, and maybe you could tell me more. I bring out the Night Hag's Bag of Souls, and I show it to him. We found this on the Night Mother when we came across her.
The Night Mother, this hag individual I've heard so much about.
The leader of this 3 hag coven, it seems. I hand it over and let him look.
You see Udatoth traces a triangular with a circle symbol in the air and presses magic into the air, kind of dissolving. You see this kind of almost like purple, I don't want to say haze, but like a gleam kind of across their sharp eyes. Here, you may take it back.
I grab it.
What can I help you with? Have you identified this object yourself?
I know roughly what it does. However, I don't have the requisite skill to use it. I was wondering
I
if
imagine very few do.
I was wondering if there's a way to adapt my own magic to being able to achieve the same effect.
Well, in my experience, arcane magic is often like a puzzle math. If you juggle the individual equations around, perhaps there is something. It would take a wizard more adept than myself to be able to procure such a result, but it's always worth an attempt, I would imagine, and a hag's magic is innate, perhaps some form of tie-in with a natural or innate magic, such as a sorcerer or perhaps a bard could help.
Well, I'm in luck because I happen to be an innate caster.
That is a good start. I pray that you use it wisely, to say the very least.
Indeed. If only Camus Mora were here, he'd be able to tell us more. The stare.
He's gonna go ahead. They're gonna go ahead and roll an insight check.
I'm not being subtle about it.
Kyler, my dear, are you insinuating something?
Not at all. No.
You should be more careful with whom you mince and throw words.
Indeed.
Call it a slip then. Is there anything else I can
So
do
anyway,
for all of you? Yeah, you guys are getting there's a sudden kind of tension in Udatoth that you have not seen in his their relaxed pose yet. Very kind of all of a sudden, like kind of slack shoulders, almost like, "What's up? I'm the Bazaar Trader," and then their shoulders kind of stock straight as Kyler seems to be assaulting them with this verbal.
Oh, I
phrase.
didn't mean to insinuate that you were he. We know that he's deceased, of course. You're in possession of his spellbook.
Of course.
of
If there's anything
course.
else. You see, Udatoth has been pretty put off by this interaction you're gathering. That it might take a little extra time and backing off before they're necessarily, all there about it.
I'm already
That's
flipping
all.
through one of the books.
As always, Udatoth, it was a great pleasure to meet with you.
And to
Hope
you
to
as
see you
well.
again. I hope to see you again in the future.
If you don't, I might have to go sell at the Dry Sand Bazaar, and let me tell you, neither of us want that. Come back alive.
Fair enough. As for the rest of you, I'm going to go spend a few days with the Golden Bull Walk. I haven't seen my comrades in arms in weeks now, and I'd like to, so I will meet you in, say, 2 days' time. Of course, I'll be in town, so you can find me if need be, but otherwise, I'll meet you in 2 days' time.
Indeed, I'll be around.
All right. If you guys would like to take a few days of downtime, is there anything anyone would like to accomplish during this downtime?
Reading that lockpicking book.
Particular. Okay. So the lock-picking book.
Intermediate, of course, before we go to the advanced course.
A wise decision. Let me just pull up my notes.
And playing around with the locks that I had to.
Oh yeah, you got half proficiency immediately. You had one failure. Okay. So if you would like, for each day, you can roll an individual lockpick check using your dexterity and half proficiency as you practice. This is, you're gathering, going to be a bit harder of a challenge. But with the book, you're thinking that there is a pretty decent chance. Again, just a point of clarity too. There is a number of failures that will reset your progress.
Right.
This as well. So, if you want to go ahead and roll 2, one for each day that you guys are taking in town.
Well, I rolled a natural 2, so a 5.
5, okay.
And then I rolled a natural 20, so a 23.
Okay. The first day is really tough. You open the book and you have the intermediate lock pad that Udatoth gave to you, and it is going nowhere. You jam your lockpick in, and it just like it clicks and clicks and clicks. Thinking that it's open, you try and pull. It gets to the point where you have a callus on your middle, like, or on your pointer finger where you go like that from just pulling. The second day is a good bit more successful. You eventually figure out that you were just missing one little tumbler, and once you figured out where that was, you were able to do it. You imagine that you've made some good progress on that second day, and that with some more persistence, there is a chance that you would gain full proficiency. Yeah, you're just getting the general idea that some locks are going to be tough to crack in general, or less tough to crack, but with persistence, you think you can learn. We'll go ahead and do all the other role style things, and then if anyone wants to do any role play stuff, we'll get to that after. Just get the meat and potatoes out of the way here real quick. Is anyone else doing anything during this downtime that would involve more skill checks or those kinds of, trying to learn things, travel-based things? Yes, Aldira, what would you like to do?
First, for a technical question,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm trying to gain proficiency in alchemy, would that be an ability check?
It would be an ability check.
Okay. So, for both days then, because I'm going to do ability checks,
Mm-hmm.
I want to use my new 6th level feature for a Cosmic Omen.
Okay.
So I use my star map to divine the will of the cosmos, and I consult my star map for omens, so either weal or woe for the day.
Okay.
And I
then
add
woe changes other.
Whoa!
woe is essentially like a cutting.
Whoa,
What is it? Cutting word? No, not cutting
You
word.
get to subtract. It's like a bane.
It's so a woe is a d6 subtraction, and a wheel is a d6 add.
Okay. And how is woe and wheel determined?
I believe it's just you.
No, you roll a d20 and it's
Do
even
I
or
roll?
odd.
Oh, I roll a d20. It's even
Per
more.
day.
Yeah, don't leave anything in the dungeon master's hands that you don't want to go awry. I'll say that much.
Thaddeus has read this thing like 5 times. I've read it. Okay. Alright.
Whoa!
So the first day I got a 16.
Which is... I'll have to just trust you
Wheel?
on these ones. Wheel?
Wheel is even, woe is odd.
Go ahead and just roll that one too while you're at it for woe.
And then
Wheel,
an
woe.
8. So
So woe
wheel.
for the second day. So the first day you can go ahead and add it.
Wait, no, it was
It
an
was
8.
wheel,
So it
both.
was wheel.
What?
Wheel is
Even.
evens, woe is odds.
Oh, it's evens and odds. Sorry, I thought it
Yeah.
was tens and above, tens and below. Gotcha.
So wheel both
You
days.
can go ahead and add wheels to each. How many
And
of
then
those dice do you have in your pool, by the way? Just as a
One-
point of order.
It's 5 per
Okay.
long rest.
5 to long rest. Got it. Suck. Failure.
Zach looks like he's
So
at a
I
dance
have-
party.
Yeah, Zach was
What?
fading out of existence.
Can I get some
I'm
sucks
fading
in the
out of
chat, you
existence?
guys?
Yeah, you're
Um,
Forget
flickering.
that we're on
I have-
sometimes.
Oh,
I have-
God.
I
Instant
have one
transmission.
success towards full proficiency already.
Yes, I believe you do. I'm dropping a sub in the chat. Gonna get the people riled up.
And then I'm
One
just
sec.
rolling.
Let me just double check that little known fact. I believe you're correct.
Yeah, I have it written down.
Yes. Yep.
And then I'm just rolling a d20.
Yep. It'll be a D20 plus your alchemy tools kit.
Okay.
So it should be half proficiency plus intelligence, I believe.
Alright.
So I
yeah.
believe 1 plus.
And I'm
whatever.
using my intermediate book. I'm not going to use the expert one.
Yeah. Yep.
He ain't there yet.
Not yet. It's getting tougher as you get into it, but
16?
16. 1 over what you need for a success. You
No
get into
lag.
the books and you feel there's a lot more to this. The first book, jumping from this one feels like a titanic leap, and there are a few moments where you like kind of catch your breath, like you think you really messed something up, and like in the book it's like if you do this it's going to explode and you like freak out, but just barely squeaking through that first day. You feel like you have a pretty decent first day under your belt, and that you're on your way to a little bit more. Would you like to take the second day as well?
Yes.
Alrighty, go for it.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. 0 failures so far, and striding into the brave new world that is alchemy for you. You are not proficient yet, but you feel like you are on the edge of a breakthrough. So far, it seems like it's going super well. The apprehensions of yesterday have all but faded. No near misses, and you think you're pretty damn close to being a full-blown alchemist with
Not
very
gonna
short
lie.
work, actually.
I'm a little disappointed I didn't have to use my cosmic omen. Ooh,
Better safe than sad. You can roll it if you want.
just for fun. So.
Sure. If
Ooh,
get a
it's
27.
4. It's a 4.
Rats. If that was a 6.
So 26 altogether.
That's 2 off, man.
Ah,
Extra
so
special
close.
ending.
Rip.
Sorry. Next time, though.
No extra special endings.
God.
And that was tonight's episode. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks
Good
for coming,
night.
everybody.
Much love.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Anyone else
Wow.
want to do any skill check-in?
That's why we're going.
Nah, but I want to see if I can buy some armor.
Okay. Yeah, you return to our lovely friend.
Well, I don't know that.
named-
Oh,
You
different
did
filler.
meet a smith already.
A Smitty?
Find his ass.
Smith.
Did you meet a smith already?
Smitty.
Schmitty.
I don't think we met a
Not
Smitty.
you.
I don't think we did.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
it made a smithy. Alright, you can go try and find a smithy.
Yeah.
Well, now we know there's one.
And that he's Scottish.
No, I just did this voice because I got excited when I saw who the smith is going to be.
Oh.
He does just kind of talk like that sometimes.
Sometimes it do be like that.
Sometimes it goes on for days of just an Irish accent. It's my favorite,
Holy
actually,
Christ.
of the accents.
Thank you. I do try.
Once you get in one, it's kind of hard to get back out.
It is.
Alright, so Nova, you do go off in an attempt to find a
That
blacksmith.
means you washed me out.
What would you like to do?
I just look around town, I suppose. I mean, I don't really know what's. This town's kind of changing a whole lot.
You use your eyeballs to go
Using
looking.
my.
Go ahead and roll me
Good.
an investigation check. Or perception. I'll allow either, whichever one you like.
I'll go perception because that's only -1.
Rip.
I got a 4.
For you spend the first day combing the city. At the end of the day,
There's gotta be one. There's people wearing armor and wielding weapons.
at the end of the day, you are informed by a concerned townsperson who has seen you walk across their front porch, like right in front of their road, like 6 different times. They stop you and ask
Cordova.
what could you possibly be looking for, sir?
I want to buy armor.
Why are you pacing about so? For armor?
Because I'm trying to find a guy that makes armor.
Oh, God.
Valerie.
If you go to the very
Make
southern
armor.
end of the city, I believe there's a smithy there who set up shop recently.
Smitty.
Smith. Got it.
Yes, the people that craft the armor you're pacing around for. If that'll be all, I have dinner to attend.
Thank you.
Of course. Good day.
Southward ho.
Slam. You're gathering at this time of day. It's probably too late to actually
Well, I don't know.
acquire any work. You don't. All right,
gonna go
you can
look.
check.
I don't know when things should.
Roll me a bullshit check.
That same dice that
I
fucked me.
It's kind of bullshit.
I don't know when things should.
A natural 20.
Yeah! Thank you for
Christ,
wasting
on
your
a
natural 20 on me. Okay.
Mm.
Nova proudly strutting with this newfound knowledge after 12 hours in the hot desert sun struts to the south of town. Enters into an area, and you hear pretty clearly from a distance on just this loud of this just sharp metal noise coming from what sounds like a massive hammer. Going down to the edge of the street, you're pretty much at the edge of town when you think you see the building that the source had come from. You just see a pretty typical stone built, almost cabin look. Odd for the town, as it's mostly, wood and sand rock kind of formed, hardened mud almost. This one is almost more like cement and brick. From the top, you see this chimney going. The roof is like partially caved in. You're guessing whoever made it this a home for their smithy probably did so out of necessity for some reason in the post combat of the recent incursion, probably about 4 weeks ago now, if I'm doing my math right, 4 to 5. You approach the door and you hear just just this loud ringing. Would you like to enter?
I'm gonna try to time my knocks between the clings.
You do so. Not stopping the rhythmic. You hear. Enter.
Hey, are you Smith?
The ringing stops. You hear from inside the hovel. Up to the door. You see, inside you see a large masculine lower body covered in a gentle kind of coating of fur. Can't see any skin underneath, thick enough. Goat legs on the bottom, and the top is just this massive masculine humanoid male body. Atop their head you see a minotaur face, a buffalo with large black ivory horns sticking out, kind of almost dead eyes, but with a little glimmer of life in them as the moon shimmers down. I'm a Smith. Who's asking?
Oh, name's Nova. Gonna buy some armor.
Come in. Turns their back to you and pulls the seemingly long, elongated metal bar out, sticks it back in some coals, twists it for a second, then turns his attention back to you. What can I get for you?
I was hoping some sort of splint armor, something in that vein.
I think I could perhaps have some made for you in the near future. Let me just check my ledgers. Let Jesse just check his ledgers.
Ooh.
Splint armor?
Yeah.
It's armor that splinters.
That's made out of like strips of metal.
Oh, right here. Okay. Okay. And that is that. And that is that. Okay. The creature, after flipping open what seems to be a large kind of leather-bound book. Well, scratches their goatee. I don't have any on hand, but for a fee, I could make it within a day.
Well, I suppose it all depends on what that fee is.
Fair enough.
Quick interruption.
Yeah.
Luke, do you know mechanically what splint is?
Yeah, it's what?
It's 1 less AC than what you got.
It said 17 in the book.
Splint has 17 AC?
I have 16.
Yeah, you have chainmail.
Yeah, Splint
I
should be
thought
a plus
Splint was
1.
15.
It might be plus Dex or something.
No, I think it's just
17 heavy armor.
Oh,
just
yeah.
base 17 heavy.
Oh, was I looking
If
at
you guys got that confirmed, I won't pull out my book.
Yeah. No, I just pulled up the
Roll 20.
ruling.
Gotcha.
Never mind. Sorry.
no, it's cool. I mean, because I think because
I just wanted to make sure you weren't downgrading by accident.
I think you might maybe you're
Right.
thinking of scale. Scale is like 15 plus Dex up to 2. I think.
That's what I'm thinking of the scale. You're right.
I can make it for you for 320 gold pieces. But it'll be ready in the morning.
How
Sorry, my voice is hurting my,
no,
throat.
you're fine, man. Well, that's 300 gold more than it usually costs.
That's fancy.
How long was my internal monologue? How long was Erzan down for?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days. Yeah.
How long would it take without the rush?
Without the rush, could have it to you inside a week.
Screw it. I'll slap down.
Very
I suppose,
good.
can I give you a half now? Get you the other half when I come pick it up.
Hard bargain, Nova, but well earned.
Just two enormous hands shaking.
You feel for the first time a rival strength against your forearm as you clasp in a piratey handshake with foul grins upon your faces. You're guessing probably just due to the scarcity, prices are being shot up high for a lot of these things.
Yeah, right.
And this Minotaur, you'd actually wager that not only are they probably Luke would probably wager, maybe not Nova, that they are pretty. They drove a hard bargain, but also pretty aware of the market that they're selling to right now. So
D&D Beyond says Splint is 200 gold.
yeah, it's averaging in the realm of about 200 gold.
So it's not that far
Oh,
off.
maybe. Yeah, sorry. I guess I.
Reading
My
scale mail prices.
my brain just knocked a 0 off the end of it.
20. It's just 20 gold.
20 gold.
Yeah.
Why are we all wearing it?
Oh, no, you know what I was thinking?
Now.
I was thinking I have because I have plat, so I'm like, oh, it's 20 plat pieces.
Oh, sure.
Sure it was. Okay.
And yeah, and to be fair, for mundane objects, I tend to go typically to D&D Beyond, but sometimes prices will fluctuate, and this is one of those situations you're gathering where between the rush and the scarcity,
economy.
it's shooting that price up.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I was just surprised I found a smith.
I have charts for the
Schmitty.
anyways.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Jesse is way too prepared.
I know. Don't prepare this much, you guys. It's not worth it. DMs out there, don't do it. Just guess.
But what if it gives you a prep boner?
No. Don't do it. Do world building. Don't worry about charts.
Actually, no kink shaming. If that's what you're into.
That's fair.
You like charts, you like charts.
There's been like 3 or 4 penis references today.
That was
A
not
lot.
a penis reference.
Pinot Noir.
Now it was.
Pinot.
Anyways,
And
we slapped 160 gold down.
And 5.
The Minotaur throwing the metal kind of literally to the from the forge with their hand touching the cool end. You're shocked to witness this, but they just grab it, huck it across the room, kind of steams into the wood for a second. You kind of like, ooh, but no fire is lit, and with a ragged smile on his face, he grabs out this large sheet of metal from a drawer to the side. Starts hammering away.
Oh my God.
Just you know that gif of Andre smacking the metal with his penis really fast, like
Mm.
It's like that. He's just like going fucking ham on this thing. Like, ding, 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 ding. It's going crazy. You're guessing you're gonna have to go overtime.
I can't
to get
say
this
I do know that.
Yeah,
yet.
no, I'm not familiar with that.
Really? Oh man,
I'm pretty sure.
I was like, oh, Andre from Blacksmith is hitting it with his penis.
it's that video where he's going
I've
like
seen
this.
him going
and
just
he's like,
fast.
yeah, he goes super fast, but with his wiener. Anyways,
Yep.
Whatever you like to watch on your free time, Jesse.
look, the Dark Souls community is toxic as fuck. That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
I will say on the
I
matter.
mean, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just back out of there slowly and
Yeah, he's going ham, not even paying attention to you.
He would like to rage.
probably
He would like to.
spend the next 24 hours reading my book and staring at my pendant, staring at
You,
Jasmine. I mean,
notably, with your book, you do notice some new spells. I would imagine as you level up to level 6.
nope, not until next level.
Breh.
Elder Knight, kind of
He
rough.
doesn't notice a single new spell in that book.
Fuck that. What level are you? What's your
Six.
highest level spell slot?
1.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Sure.
You're level 6 now, baby.
Baby.
Damn, all these guys getting new spells? Shit.
Level 6 was very exciting.
Level 6 was super underwhelming. I got like
Underwhelming.
nothing.
I literally
Thunderwhelming.
got to do like, I get to check an omen every day.
Yeah, I got to pick a new spell.
Natural 20.
Oh,
2 in a row.
I gotta give you a choice for that. All right. Yeah, that's really great. All right. Nova. From the following list, choose one spell. Shield. Identify. Color spray. Comprehend languages. Or find familiar.
Shield the one that I can do as a
Reaction.
bonus action.
To gain
or
5
reaction.
plus 5 AC using a spell slot.
Jesus.
Color spray, I
Spell.
don't know that one off the top of my head, but it is flavorful, so I wanted to add it.
Spell.
Identify and detect magic, pretty straightforward, and comprehend language is pretty straightforward.
Shield.
Shield it is. You can add shield to your wizard spell list. Your wizard, quote unquote, spell list.
You're a wizard, Nova.
You're a wizard, Nova. Alright, yeah, fuck that. You're an Eldritch Knight. You get a spell this level. Because you went searching through your book. You see, in your book, you're flipping through page after page, and you see this kind of image of that symbol again, that kind of fancy-looking M almost. Tracing it out in the air, you feel this surge of magic pour through you. Almost a glass-like apparatus forming around you for a brief second before and evaporating. Very similar to, you imagine almost like how Urzan's magic works, how it almost kind of vanishes into that sparkling kind of dust. Shield spell is learned.
I'm gonna need to do like a sticky note because whilst D&D Beyond is great, it's dog shit for things like this because I can't. It's just like, no, you're at your maximum spells.
Yeah, that's fair.
Come on, bro.
Okay.
You cheat.
My DM said so.
Snickers?
Yes,
Snickers.
Altaria.
God. The cat's
Um,
haunting us.
Is there anything else people would like to do rolling wise before getting to some roleplay elements before leaving for Wall Team?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on developing my summon celestial weapon cantrip.
Summon celestial weapon. You do have it currently finished after last time.
Yeah, I just mean like develop the spell.
So you'd like to start working on the first level spell?
Yeah.
That is important. Urzan. First level spell. I will allow you to roll either a religion or, Arcana check.
We're going religion
Again,
for the show.
similar to kind of the skill checks of attempting to gain proficiency. This is the kind of thing that's going to be more difficult. It's going to scale a little bit slower than proficiencies would, but
Right.
this is going to it's going to scale harder. Getting some kind of mentor or a book or those kinds of things, if you can think of another thing, would help lower the DC as well. And after a certain number of fails, you will reset and have to start again if you fail too many times.
Yep.
But with that knowledge, you can go ahead and roll me 2 suck or 2 fail. Or 1 and 1.
First one
Big
was a
suck.
17.
17.
Second one was a mod 20.
Mod 20. Okay. Very good. And you're using
Rolls.
religion or arcana?
Religion.
Religion. Good to know. First night was tough, but you managed to kind of start summoning these runes once again. You're gathering that you are actually feeling pretty adept at this. You're thinking maybe after your second level spell, if you're not proficient in this skill check already, you might be able to add half proficiency to this as well. On your second night, you get what starts as the tip of a short sword. You see kind of coming out. You're imagining in a fairly similar fashion to your cantrip that you have developed. You are the pioneer of a new type of magic, which is quite literally pulling weapons from the realm of the gods and placing them in your hands. The current status of it is humble, but you imagine the ceiling is pretty scary, to put it bluntly. And with 2 successes, you're feeling pretty good with that under your belt.
Cool. That's all I wanted to do for rolling.
Okay. So with that, everyone has a quick opportunity if you'd like. If there's any other role-playing things you guys want to do on your way out of town, we'll just say for the sake of brevity, you guys acquire the proper materials it would take to travel. If you'd like to go back to Cleve for camels, that's something you could try.
I guess, are we going through the
As
desert
far
again?
as food goes, there's a decent stretch through the desert.
Yeah, probably would go back to Cleve then, since he's familiar and we've done good business.
Are camels any? Alderia, are camels any good in the desert? Or in the forest? My bad. Of course they're good in the desert.
Let me think about it.
I just don't want to bring no, helpless creatures into a situation where they might
Let me think about it.
get hurt.
Internal thought.
If you're asking me, I mean,
I would
probably about
say
as good as we
probably
imagine.
no. Like
You can ride
it
'em.
would.
I mean, that
work,
helps creatures.
But I don't think they do very good on like a rocky kind of thing, or in the cold. Although the desert gets cold. I just worry more about like a wet, rocky area or mountains.
But we're just going through desert and forest, right?
We're doing what?
Just going through desert and forest.
Well, I suppose Cleve would probably be the right guy to ask. I mean,
Yeah, let's ask Cleve.
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 So you guys take some time in the middle of the day at some point to run off to Cleve in his typical rocking chair, kind of leather.
Cleve and his
bound.
brother, Greater Cleve.
Greater Cleve.
I'm sorry.
Stop. Leave.
Harking back to my old
Get out.
days.
Yeah, there you go.
You see Cleve
Man.
lighting his long pipe. Back so soon. What can I do for you?
Oh, am I asking?
I'm not.
Sorry, I was getting ready to eat a
We'll
snack.
take a quick break in here in a few minutes if you want to.
Cleve.
Yes, fair lass.
Ooh, please hitting on you.
Cleve. Are camels any good in the forest.
You're telling me you trekked a mile into the desert to ask me if camels are good in the forests.
Yes.
Well, I suppose I owe your dedication to said question an honest answer. It's hit or miss at best, but they're pack beasts. Placeable.
Well, I wouldn't want them to get hurt. That's just me.
I respect
Okay.
your dedication to the creatures. Kind of looks
But-
quizzical, almost like surprised to hear that you care.
But they'd probably do okay.
Most likely, there are things that could go wrong with some unluck, such as stepping over a root wrong, things like that. They're not very adept with in the desert. The sand is more predictable.
All right,
But-
thank you.
With some fortune,
Oh.
you looking to rent again for pack beasts?
I think we are. Is everyone with me? Did anyone else come?
Yeah, I'd say for just.
Yeah, I'd say
for
we
sake
would've
of
gone
everybody,
with.
Everybody goes with. This is a party matter.
Yeah, I think we are. Right, everybody?
Certainly.
I think so.
And what kind of trek will you be taking them on? I take it somewhere into a forest. I appreciate your honesty.
The Severantine Forest, specifically.
Very well. Not many other forests around here, so I was kind of hoping it was that one. Lest you be buying them off of me, and camels don't come around as easily as they did last year.
I would imagine not.
So you're looking to rent again.
Yes.
Travel to the Severantine Forest and Inn.
Right. Yep.
What do you wager that will take in days?
Let me
What would we
consult
wager that would take in
the-
days?
You guys
The
would,
map in my head.
You guys would guess the Severantine Forest is a 6 or 7 day foot walk. So maybe
Snickers.
half
Cat.
days.
You got a cat behind you.
Hi, Snooky. Say hi.
What the fuck?
Like, what?
You can do the Snickers cam for a break if you guys want. See if she pops her head out again.
said
You guys
4 or
would
5
wager
days?
probably 6 to 7 days on
6
foot
to 7.
to the Severantine Forest itself. And then it could take any number of days in the Severantine Forest, depending on how long it takes to find this creature. It's in a large forest. So some luck is definitely going to go into factor there as time goes. If
I'd
you're,
say-
for a dragon.
It could really be anywhere from like 2 weeks to a month.
2 weeks
I'm
to a
not
month.
sure.
Camel rental into an unknown ecology.
Repeat return customers.
Return
makes a-
customer.
She makes a good point there, Cleve.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. I'll
With
say
advantage.
DC. I won't say helped, but I will say DC is taken into effect.
Hey,
That from the
Oh.
comments.
I have high charisma, don't forget it.
Oh, I'll forget.
Persuasion.
That's what I do. I say things and then forget them 5 minutes later.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
That'll be a 2.
Breh.
I know.
Well, you see, in the business of renting out your livelihood, return customer doesn't mean too much when you're cutting profits.
I understand. Maybe after we rent a couple more times, right?
Well, truthfully, you see, every time you rent, my risk increases. I hate to admit
Man,
it,
it's
but
going.
it's
It's fair.
kind of the opposite. The more you rent, the less likely I am to make my returns back, as these creatures could get harmed in the process.
It's fair.
I could offer them for this venture for 350 gold pieces apiece for rental.
How much would it be just to buy one?
Well, if you'd like to purchase one, I suppose I could offer even cheaper. Ironic as that is, Probably about 200 per.
Well, we're assuming the risk if we purchase them.
Indeed, you are.
It makes sense.
But then if they
And-
get eaten, we don't have to worry about turn
Well, I
fee.
mean, we would hope they wouldn't get eaten.
Yeah,
Either
what
way.
happened to
Go
all
to
that forest charm, Alderia?
That was Erinn.
What happened to all that forest charm? If you'd like to, purchasing them is a safer investment for myself. I know where this gold is going to be going to probably the dry sand with a couple of my people to acquire new camels for the ones you are buying.
Well, it would be cheaper for us to buy them. We could all get our own if we bought them.
It's cheaper, and if they die, we don't have to feel bad.
And we can name them. We can get them little outfits, and we could
Some of these are good ideas.
name one.
Some.
We
Yeah,
could
very
name
limited.
one Milky Way, and the other one. could
I'm
be
less on
like
board with it the more you talk.
The North Star. They could have cute little personalities. One could wear a bow tie.
Cleave's eyes at this point.
Just glazed over.
Are you gonna purchase them or
Maybe we should
pass?
All right, so it's 1,050 to rent 3 or 800 to buy 4. Pretty much.
Well, we're not exactly on a time crunch here.
Astute mathematician as well.
yeah, I'd say perhaps we should
Thank you, Cleve.
Mhm.
We don't really need.
Yeah, they may
Camels.
become a burden once we enter the forest. We're not entirely sure, so maybe we should just not today.
Well, I think just kind of between us, I don't know. Now that we actually sit down and talk about how long this is gonna take, maybe we should really rethink our next move. 2 weeks.
Well, what else
Huh?
should we do?
Let's
That's the
not
only
talk
really
about this in front of our
solid
good
lead.
friend Cleve.
Yeah, if we're not going to buy the camels, let's go back to.
I'm sorry, Cleve. I don't think we're interested today. Or Clive. I think it was
Well,
Cleve.
It's Cleve.
It's Cleve.
Clive is my brother. I appreciate
Right.
it.
Aha.
Like Ron Swanson and Don Swanson.
Aha.
I must admit, this does make business a little easier. So I suppose. Good day to you all.
And use what, Cleve?
Goodbye, Cleve.
Thank you, Cleve.
Pet the camels. Tell them I say hi.
I will certainly do that.
Just shakes his head as we leave. He's like,
He's not gonna do it.
Without a roll.
I turn around to them.
Bullshitting you.
I
Absolutely.
turn around to them very concerned. I don't think he's gonna do it. How will they know I said hi?
Of course he will. Of course he will.
So
you guys return eventually to the Prancing Pony to continue discussing.
Once we get into town, I without telling anybody what I mean by this, I go, oh shit, and then I run southward to the blacksmith. Like I run.
Nova, are you okay?
I think he drank some coffee this morning.
Oof.
That's why he said, "Oh
Never
shit,
agrees
you're
with
right."
Dragonborn for some reason. Nova, you storm off into the distance, eventually returning to the kind of small hovel of the Minotaur, hearing loud clanging. You time your knock once again. I wonder who that. You sense the presence of this enormous hand twisting the door handle. Just in the nick of time, Nova.
Hell yeah.
You bring the gold.
Better yet, plat, man. So,
Crushes one of the platinum in half. Shatters it like almost like a piece of glass in his teeth. Yeah. It's good. Turns around and pulls out the kind of, you see like kind of leather stripped together, this kind of splint armor pieced together in very quick work. You can tell there's still some kind of welding, quote unquote, welding marks and forge marks. But as far as like sturdiness goes, you couldn't be happier. It seems like it will stop many a blow for sure. Seems like a fine piece of craft. That'll be all then.
That's it. Thank you very much, sir.
If you ever need to request any other further smithing, you know where to find me. Good day. Slams the door. You see kind of splinters on the other side. back to hammering. Seems hellbound on their craft. This individual. But yeah, you return eventually to the party, I presume.
Yeah, to the prancing pony again. I'm holding it, and I just walk past him, and I go to my room, and I put it on right away.
No, but where the fuck?
No.
He gets like this.
Was he carrying armor?
I think so.
I think he may have been.
Nice.
When he gets fixated on a project, he's nigh impossible to get off of it, I swear.
Eventually, returning to the table, y'all are kind of dumbstruck a little bit, but
Strutting
in this nice. It looks. You see, kind of like a dark steel banded, almost kind of splint mail on Nova. Pretty fine in make. You see some crudeness to it, probably a rush job, but a fine looking set of armor indeed. You imagine, like I said before, probably will deflect many a blow. If there are any specifications about it. No, not that kind
Oh
of blow.
god! Come on, guys! Come on!
I can't.
Can I peek though and see if Jasmine's watching?
Sure.
Checking
Go
them out.
ahead and first of all, Nova, is there any details you wanted specifically on that armor as it was crafted? You definitely can give them to him at that price, but make his work.
Nah.
Yeah. The only notable thing, as far as symbology goes, is you see very crudely etched in two bands along the chest are kind of like the long horn symbol, almost like a buffalo. Seems to be some kind of mark of this individual. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you're subtly checking out Jasmine and what she's doing.
14.
Jasmine, she seems to be pretty much ogling. At first she was kind of like doing the side eye thing, and then she's like, but catching herself in her professional demeanor, she quickly, returns. You're gathering she's really into Nova. Whatever Nova's doing, the kind of boyish charm is really working on Jasmine.
I'm gonna tell him and give him
he's spending a decent amount of time with her. As much as I like Jesse, I don't want to roleplay that with him.
If you ever change your mind, Luke, you know where to find me.
On the Whispers channel, just the two of you.
So if we ever come in and you're in the Whispers chat, we know what's going on.
Stay out. Stay the fuck out.
Don't go in there.
This is my domain.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it, Luke. But if you guys ever do want to pursue romance arcs, that's definitely something that you are welcome to do. Fade to black if it gets too gross. Don't worry about it.
Oh no. All the detail.
Ew.
That doesn't exist in this Dungeons and Dragons world. We fade to black here.
This is PG.
I will say, as you guys are beginning the discussions of this, either before or after, we should take a break.
Yeah.
So if you guys would
That's
like to
a good
take a
idea.
quick break and then maybe discuss further plans.
Yeah, let's do the break now.
Do the break.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
actually
Thanks,
crunch
everybody.
on these ships.
Well, come.
Be
right
back soon.
Whoa! I didn't see you there.
Who are you?
Wait a second. We're not doing this again.
It was
Welcome
funny
back,
the first
everybody.
time.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll
It's funny
give it like
every
8 or
time.
9 episodes, and I'll try it again. See if it's funny again. Welcome back, everybody. Just to recap a little bit. Talked to Granny last session. Party got vision. They go back to Valtine, and so Nova went and got some armor. Everybody started working on a whole bunch of different proficiencies. They talked to Udatoth, and Kylar was like, "You're that wizard, aren't you?" And he was like, "No,
You're big wizard boy."
And it was a very interesting standoff where both of them can't really read the other one very well, but both are insinuating things. So it's interesting. Insinuation. I said that joke, but louder, Erinn. So thank you.
Hey, that's what matters in today's political climate.
For real.
I thought it was
Anyway,
funny when I said it, so when you said it, it was still funny.
So anyway.
So I laughed.
And that's how the party system should be.
Now that I'm done
Politics.
stealing my players' jokes. I think that just about covers it. Jasmine was checking Nova out in his hot schmexy splint mail as the party reconvened to discuss one last time just what exactly they want to aim to do.
What TF we doing?
And with that, you guys all find yourselves in the very familiar, comfortable booths and tables.
So what TF are we doing?
I don't know what that means, Nova.
I heard a youngling say it.
Not younglings.
The women and the younglings too.
Well, yeah. So just Nova's voice. Nova's voice.
How do I sound when I talk like
Well,
You're so off the trip. Oh my god. Never mind. I
train
can't
is
see.
derailed, put it back on track.
well, I just hearing it out loud. The amount of time it's going to take for us to go see a dragon that we probably can't find. Maybe just something else that we had discussed earlier was perhaps checking out these astrolabes to look into this vision, fortune cookie, whatever acid trip that we went on.
Nova,
Well, what do we even go for that?
can you pronounce that word again?
Fortune cookie?
Astrolabe.
Astrolabe.
There you go.
There's something about the labe in that kind of puts my brain somewhere. So, fuck, there's something wrong with us tonight.
We got the
What do you mean
sillies. We gotta
tonight?
get the sillies out.
Can we
It's all
get another girl to play with us, please?
We might need to balance
Listen,
out
I'm
the
gonna be
idiots
honest.
here.
Find someone to play and get Tad to make another square, and I'm not
Another
opposed to most anything, but
We need some more estrogen in this group.
Listen, I'm playing D&D with people on the internet right now. I don't really know girls.
What is a goral?
It's fair.
Goral.
Find these creatures.
What is estrogen?
That there's some insinuation that I didn't like about that joke. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
everybody.
Well,
That's not what I meant.
Anyway, astrolabe.
Astrolabe. I believe Alderia has the hookup on one.
Yeah, home.
Home.
Do you guys want to come meet my parents?
You know, I don't know that we're that serious yet, but I guess if they're in town when we're looking at the labe, I'm gonna go lay down.
Alderia, in particular, you do note a darting glare from Jasmine as you guys are having this conversation as she's bussing a table nearby. In your direction, in particular. Some side
Every
eye.
time, Jasmine. Every time.
She goes and attends her business, but no one else really catches it. But you, Alderia, with your infinite passive
23 passive perception.
perception, you get a shot of glare in your direction.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Aderia, but you're from the 17th Forest, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am. I'm
So-
from an
So-
astrolabe in the Savernine Forest.
I didn't know that particular piece of information.
She did disclose that to us a while ago, but you may have been busy.
I'm
with
not
that.
always listening.
I stare pointedly at Jasmine. You may have been busy with other attentions.
What kind of place is your home like, Alderia?
In what aspect do you mean?
Like, is it somewhere where we could perhaps use as a base of operations to hunt the dragon while we're there?
Yeah, why not?
How many people are there?
We didn't get this far into building my backstory,
At least
Thaddeus. We
10.
don't know.
You would gather
It's
it's
like
a small
a
town.
group. Yeah, it's like
it's like a small town on the hill of a forest, kind of like terraced almost. Not really any farming going on, but probably in the realm of like
a
400 or
village.
500 people. A large
At
village.
least in my experience, you are an anomaly. Normally, druids tend to keep to themselves. Will they be welcoming of us at your village?
They'll be welcoming of me.
Do you think us by extension, at least?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We're kind of my parents are like in charge there. So
You're a princess.
kind. We'll get into
But
it later.
if that's just something that you're gonna leave out.
We'll get
You
into
haven't
it
told
when we
us
get
that you're
there,
a
guys.
princess.
Come on. Let's go look at the stars.
All right.
I'm alright with this plan too.
I suppose.
It seems basically like we'll be able to kill two birds with one stone, assuming that this dragon is really still there and causing problems. And if not, then I suppose there's no reason to chase after something that's not doing any harm.
It seems like they dovetail quite nicely.
So, to the forest.
Say so to the forest.
All right. So you guys are returning to Alderia's homeland and to her druidic home, the Astrolabe. Is that correct?
That's what it
Yes,
sounds
sir.
like, yeah. We're gonna travel through the Severantine Forest to get there.
Nope, not
All right.
that.
It's going to be a bit of a hike. So I'll say for the purposes of this, we'll take care of the rolls that you guys might want to do out of character. For the purposes of this,
I guess yeah. It's just in that case, I mean, maybe we'll just kind of keep our eyes open to see like if we find dragon poop or something, and then
Right,
like,
that's
but
what-
not mine.
That's what I was saying, and if it's really causing any sort of problems, it should be at least somewhat evident, right?
Bingo. Look at that.
I
Two
think
cockatrices, one boulder.
There you go.
Wise words.
Sure.
Just Zach your face. I just love it.
Just whatever you
No,
say.
yeah.
but
So,
if-
so I will just text you guys exact days and for rolls for those days later for any skills that you want to do, just so that we can gloss through for now, because we
not
probably
for now.
That's fine.
don't want to sit here and do 25 different rolls or something, and then we can maybe pare
That
down
is
some of them too.
fair.
But what we do need is 4 rolls, 4 die 100 rolls, 1 from each of you to be exact. So why don't you go ahead and roll them up?
We're leaving it in the hands of my Cthulhu dice.
Why
Dangerous,
am I missing
dangerous
a
road.
Not bad. Actually, it's pretty fucking good.
I finally rolled a low one.
Alderia,
55. 55.
Nova,
73.
Urzad.
24.
It's not too bad. Kyler.
Haha, 91.
Ooh, okay.
He wins.
I saw it go from 11 to 91. I was like, yes!
Oh my god. Just like teetering on the edge. Ooh.
It was.
you guys
It was.
overall-
It was so slow on that last one.
Overall, you guys do really good. Actually, so fair enough. You spend the next. Let's see here. whoever's leading this, go ahead and give me a survival check. I'll say, if I remember right, Nova was helping navigate before, so whoever's doing it, that will be taking account.
Yeah, I think I generally just back up Al over here.
That'll take into account the DC.
Princess Al.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be leading the way because we're going home. What am I doing?
Survival check.
Survival?
Yeah, just one survival check. I'll say at some point you get to add woe or wheel to this, so if you'd like to roll that survival check on the day you have access to it, I won't stop you.
So can I do woe or wheel?
Sure. Go ahead and just roll wheel. We'll say you pick to do the check on a day where you are fortunate enough to be blessed by the sight of wheel.
Woo! 6.
There you go.
Oh. 18.
That's kind of ironic, actually. Takes you about let's see, 18. Takes you about 21 days total of travel, 3 weeks to make it through the desert, through the forest, and deep enough into the forest to make it to your hometown. During this time, you guys start off your travel in the desert, hot and sweltering, out into the world at large now, seeing places that are far and beyond the scope of Faltine. You traverse the desert, and luckily, fortunately, it is the shorter part of your journey here. You travel through the desert pretty clearly. No lacking of water or anything, and once you make it into the 17th Forest, there are multiple springs that you can draw from. Plentiful food to hunt, so once rations do run low, you're able to take care of yourselves pretty readily, especially with the help of Alderia for the days where you can't find fresh meat. Those kinds of things. With that being said, is there anything you guys would like to do on the travel in particular, in character?
Is a dragon an animal? Or is it...
I think there is a distinction between creatures and animals. Well,
let me just double check. I'll let you know.
actually, don't listen to me because 5e is not the rule set that
Yeah,
I
I
know
thought
about.
it was monsters and beasts in 5e.
I will say you are not sure. A dragon is something that I do know what its distinction is because I just looked.
Well, I mean, Nova is quite the beast, but that's not really.
I would say if Nova wants to roll a nature or history check, they're welcome to help you determine that kind of thing. Or if anyone else is proficient in nature, you're allowed to make a roll as well.
Well, I'm not proficient in either of those.
That's okay. Due to your background, you're able to make this roll.
Gotcha.
Due to the fact that you are very familiar with dragon.
I am Dargan.
Yep, you are one.
I got 14
From-
picture.
Part Dargan.
14. We'll see what Nova gets real quick too.
Hard not.
2.
Oh.
Roll the 4.
You have a -2.
On both of those, yes. Anything involved in the old
Yield.
Noodle.
Noggin.
ye olde noodle.
So your results are fairly unconclusive with the rolls. The things you do get is that you're fairly sure that it wouldn't be classified as like an animal or beast. Something stands out to you. You happen to know, just with your basic knowledge of dragons, they, in stories at the very least, tend to have some amalgam of sentience at the bare minimum, all the way up to extreme cunning, depending on the dragon and the kind of dragon and those kinds of things. So yeah, like our beloved Nova here, sometimes they're just extremely cunning. So
Yep, that's Nova. Cunning.
So because of that, you're gathering that that you wouldn't really classify as a beast per se. Maybe some other kind of distinction.
As we're traveling through the forest, I'd like to keep my eyes peeled for signs of the green dragon that Reshma referred to.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything in addition to that?
I think am I like lockdown because I'm helping Alderia?
No, I'd say it's more of a general process. Alderia, once she's in the Savartine Forest, is in pretty comfortable territory too.
Well, I suppose I can pull double duty, helping her and Erzan.
Okay.
So I
Go
am
ahead and
kinda-
say, Erzan, if you want to roll a perception check during your travel here.
Sure. 13.
I guess could I roll a survival?
To try and figure this out as well?
Yeah.
Sure. Go for it. Just check some stats here real quick.
Shillelagh.
Okay, stuff.
He's sometimes it's not so good, sometimes it's shit, but it's good.
Sometimes
It's
it may
good.
be good, sometimes it may be shit.
But this time it's good.
What'd you roll?
Non-natural 20, sir.
Mod 20.
Nice.
Urzan, escaping your grasp are two along these routes, probably about 6 days into your travel, into the Savartine Forest, that is, so 13 days total in your travel. You see these two large scratch marks across a massive trunk. Once you're in this forest, it's very the foliage is thick and the trees kind of bare towards the bottom and then like plume out towards the top. So the canopy is very covering with like kind of a thick foliage below. You guys are kind of wading through brush to make it through, but mostly peaceful, just kind of birds chirping, sunlight drifting through. But notably, as you're entering, you see those two large claw marks on a big tree, probably, that big ground, just like Nova could barely maybe clasp his hands around it. No one else probably could. Just two large sets of 3 talons each, like almost as if something was grabbing onto that branch as it took off.
Like I'm sweeping the ground and the trees, and it's kind of like, oh,
You see
stops
as you
my
look
tracks.
As you look up to, there's a bit of a, not a hole, but you can see there's like a couple branches snapped where something probably flew through the trees, and then the trees probably smacked back into place.
Hey, look at that.
Those are some big claw marks.
Yeah, that's a little intimidating.
I think that's a dragon or a bird that I would really not like to meet. But I don't know for sure.
Is there anything else around here that would point to what created this?
That is the majority of what you get. You see, kind of leading up to it, now that you're paying attention, a couple bushes are snapped, kind of pressed down. You see one paw, not paw, but like kind of foot mark, pressed into some soft mud. This area is like a mixture of kind of mossy gray stone with like patches of soft mud and bushes and stuff in between. You see one distinct footprint, and you're guessing the rest probably have washed away. Almost, this one looks like it kind of slipped momentarily, so perhaps it was in a rush for whatever reason.
Sure.
But it doesn't go too far back. The trail pitters off after a while, and it seems that it probably took a momentary moment of flight to kind of let go a little bit and leave some tracks behind, thinking that it probably would be safe from tracking once it was in the air.
Was it like a live tree that those claw marks were on?
Yep, definitely still alive this season too, particularly.
Can I
And
talk
you guys,
to it?
just as a point of order too, very beautiful weather compared to what you're used to. Much more temperate, a gentle breeze flowing through, brushing the leaves gently in streams. Very ASMR dream time, comparatively to the desert that was bitter and harsh. And you would like to talk to the tree?
Yeah.
Do you have speak with
I
plants?
would like to cast Speak with Plants.
Okay, you cast
Talk
speak
to
with plants.
Hey, we were going into a forest. I
Yep.
have Speak with Animals and Plants ready.
Yep, that's
Jesus.
very fair. Smart decision.
I I have to make sure I do this.
I gotta get into
read
my
it
tree
right.
mode.
Um,
Here, wait, hold on. I
Alright.
gotta get into tree mode. 1 second.
Is it gonna be a man tree or a woman tree? Oh,
Are you ready?
he's really good.
He's gone.
Yeah,
Ready.
go.
Tree.
You messed up the Discord chat.
I am so
Windows,
sorry.
Just
Here, maybe this will fix it. Alright,
there you go. Thanks.
tree mode. Alright, what would you like to say to the tree?
Tree? Mr. or Mrs. Tree, are you there?
Yes.
I see these large claw marks on you.
They hurt.
They look like they hurt. What creature, what sort of creature did that to you?
Large green creature.
Like a dragon?
Dragons are large.
When did it happen?
Not but a week ago.
Has that dragon or large green creature been back since?
I don't believe so.
Was he around here before that, or was that just the one time?
Perhaps once or twice.
Thank you. Do you know anything else about where it might have gone?
It pushed off northeastern.
Thank you.
Good day, young
Good
tree.
day. Is there anything I can do to heal it? Heal the tree?
Ah, sure. Fuck it.
It's
You're
hurt.
a
I want to
druid.
heal it.
Yeah, you can heal the tree. Go ahead and use like a cure wounds or something. Tell me what you roll.
Have either of you two ever talked to a tree? Because I ain't never seen nothing.
It's kind of
Just as the point of order, you guys pretty much just watch Alderia go, so, like, what pushed off your trunk? And then
Right.
it just kind of, like just air kind of rustling around you, and it's just like, oh. Very strange experience.
Yeah.
I look at Nova and Kylo and I'm like, well, there was this one time. Me and the boys had
Me and the boys. Drink a little of that cactus juice, boy.
It's quenchy.
Quenchiest. The only thing I have right now prepped is healing word, so I'll use a 3rd level healing word on the tree to make it feel better.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
For a tree, guys. All for the
Tree
trees.
health time. Do you guys like my my character role playing?
It was good.
I closed my eyes the whole time and tried to imagine what it would be like to be a tree.
Like a wise old tree that's been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah, it's an old tree. He's blind, but he's a tree. Somehow he knew the dragon was green.
14.
14 points. You see, all
Felt
but gone.
green, bro.
Smelled green too.
Taste the rainbow. It's a Skittles tree art. Anyways,
On
you
that
see
note-
the claw marks slowly kind of as bark forms over them. It seems almost like a sinew kind of stitch job, but the bark kind of heals itself. You get other kind of generally pleasant radiating from the tree as you heal it.
Just
Seems to rustle.
rub the
extra
tree
special.
bark and tell him I hope he feels better.
Do you have a good conversation, Alderia?
You know, he is lovely.
Did you learn anything?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's not a problem.
Oh yeah.
It's okay, princess.
So it was probably the green dragon. He was here about a week ago. He has been here once or twice before, and he left flying northeast.
Northeast, huh?
Yep.
Well, what shall we do?
Where's my asteroid from here?
You're guessing pretty much due east. Whereas the dragon pushed off kind of to the northeasterly.
Maybe a village has seen this dragon recently and has more information about its whereabouts.
Hopefully not the one we're going to.
What do you mean?
Hopefully not the one we're going to.
We just had a car drive
Yeah,
by.
Yeah,
what the hell was that?
It was so loud.
Starting at first.
Little of this, little of that, you know.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
What do you mean, Nova?
I hope the dragon hasn't visited your hometown. is what I'm-
Specifically.
Indeed.
Well, this has been a really long journey. We still have a ways to go. So we probably should go there first and at the very least restock supplies.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not a
that's a
bad
good
idea.
idea.
And ask if they know anything about it. Maybe they could, my elders who are a little more in touch with nature than I am at this time, can talk to the trees more.
You
It's
guys
more
head off.
efficient.
Sorry. You guys ready to go? I
Yeah,
didn't mean to interrupt.
now you're
We all have
Nothing constructive was coming out of my mouth.
good.
we all have commands now, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Just for funsies.
All right, we gotta take a second to try those, right?
Oh, then go ahead.
You absolutely do not have a choice.
They are your names.
I gotta get into dream.
A lot of them are inside jokes, and that's fine. Yes.
I forgot about the point.
We're gonna get copyrighted for that.
Hey, it says not a sponsor.
I can't speak with animals to talk to the camels.
Nice.
They're so cute.
At least can be changed, but they're just what came to my mind.
I like it.
The moon is flat.
Good times. Good times.
Like a saucer.
It's fine.
You guys ever hear that story about? Okay, I'm sorry. We're going on a journey.
In our favorite rocket ship.
The original Star Wars movies, the actress who played Mon Mothma, she legitimately thought the moon was flat until she filmed that movie because they talk about the Death Star being a sphere.
Yeah.
And there's an old interview you can look up with her where she thinks this is groundbreaking information that she's giving the reporter. It is so funny.
No.
Oh,
I
no.
thought it was flat like a saucer, but it's round. It's so fucking
God.
weird.
real Nova hours. I'm just kidding.
Anyways.
Wait, wasn't that Erzan? Yeah, that was Erzan. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
I honestly don't remember the conversation that came out of, but I remember thinking it was fucking hilarious.
I don't really remember the context either, except for
Not
that
much
I know that
context.
Erzan has a 9 intelligence.
Fair.
I mean, if
Um,
it's then.
Dude, you got 3
Just
more
like-
than I do.
Just like real flat earthers.
Wait. What's Alderia's intelligence?
12.
Oh god, we're the smartest ones here.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
yeah.
But,
Not the
but let me
smartest
tell you,
party.
remember what I said?
I am
y'all?
wise.
Yeah, I ain't got
Y'all-
wisdom for shit. I'm
Y'all
charismatic, that's about all I got.
sacrificed a ton of utility for raw combat potential.
not.
And you are efficient units in combat.
I have a 20 wisdom though. I got a 12 intelligence, 20 wisdom.
20 and 12 intelligence, 20 charisma, bring it on.
You gotta max out those.
Anything.
You gotta max out those spellcasting modifiers.
Damn right.
Hell yeah. Only way to do it.
Anyways.
Anyway.
So anyway,
Oh,
To your
Side.
home, Alderia.
Adventure.
we always have to have a little fun. It's part of the game, right? That's why we're
Is it?
here.
Said to your home.
To home.
Y'all head into the direction of Alderia's home. Sun facing, I don't remember which side it sets on. I'm stupid. Probably towards you, but I don't know.
That's in the west.
Sets in the west.
The
Thank you,
west.
Kylar. So behind you, because I'm an egg bird. It's setting behind you as you come across a good 21 days into your travel total. Pretty weary from road travel. Having seen very few other signs of this dragon, maybe one or two other things that seemed maybe like it, but the definite definitive sign being the claws. You return to the astrolabe, bustling with gentle fires and kind of straw and tree huts, kind of dotting this kind of upward hill from the forest in kind of a very natural pattern. You see what? Y'all are in the Twitch chat or something, huh? Yeah.
I have to.
I just saw movement out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is that?
I have to.
Yes, I am in it.
We got 25 commands. We made like 12.
Gotta make the best of them, brother.
Especially when things like that pop up.
But yeah, so you return to this village, seeing for Alderia a very familiar sight. These kind of huts lining these terraced kind of hills. Not super steep or anything, but kind of in a very appealing to the eye, kind of almost this ocean, small ocean of huts, housing probably in the realm of 300 to 500 people, you guess. At the top, notably, is this large. At first, it looks almost natural because there's just moss over it. Just these large metal bands in giant circles, kind of just with hanging moss. You see 3 sticking up this direction with 2 kind of crossing. On the intersection of the 2 crossing ones, you see a large lens. And the details are kind of lost at this distance, but you see just this large kind of metal structure. You make out small kind of patterns along it too, almost kind of like geometric shapes traced along it, perhaps to help it to maneuver maybe or something like that. And yeah, the city is yours.
So I'm gonna like stop once we can see it and be like, so guys, this is home. This is our village.
At least it doesn't look like the dragon came through.
That's one upside.
So I would just stay near me, and we're gonna go just over there, and I'm gonna
We in danger?
I'm gonna motion towards the astrolabe. Be like, let's go to my
Is
house.
there anything that we need to know about your culture before we go in? Is there any offensive gestures or?
No, we're very welcoming. A lot of travelers do come to us. We are known for our abilities to help read fates and fortunes, and we do get a lot of travelers. But that being said, don't go wandering into people's houses.
I was planning on going into everybody's houses and breaking all their pots
Okay, Link.
while screaming, yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah, and then pick up the chickens and throw them.
Indeed. Although, if you hit him too much, bad things happen.
Thaddeus encouraged me to do that, by the way. Because I didn't know.
Gotta haze in new players, come on.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so that big building.
You live in the astrolabe?
Kind of, yeah, that's my house. Let's go, come on.
All right.
The princess.
Start kind of like almost skipping home.
Still a bit of cognitive dissonance there. The princess feels weird.
Skip to the astrolabe. All the while, younger and older folks in large furs, wrinkled faces, some and smooth, childlike, waving, confused as the return of Alderia, and in a nearer future than perhaps your gathering they were expecting. Some stopping to shake your hand. Oh, hello. Welcome, Alderia. you skip up the hillside and eventually arrive to where you see resting your father and mother. They seem to be kind of praying before, not before the astrolabe as if to worship it, but kind of in a very familiar spot to the side, in a comfortable area.
Do you have their names written down, Jess?
I do.
We
Rowan
forgot
and
them.
Holly.
That's what it was.
Mhm.
They all have tree names. Fun fact.
But you do see them praying, kind of near each other in a very familiar sense. Notably, looking very tired, both of them, worried bags under their eyes as they kind of sit there and pray. The rustling, you see, kind of stirs them a little bit, but they keep their focus as they hear kind of the clinking of metals that they are not familiar with. Probably disturbing their prayer, but they're deep in thought currently.
Sorry.
How are they dressed?
You notice Rowan, the adult male, seems to be of very kind of darker skin. Not dark, but kind of tan, and he's got very kind of sun-creased skin from probably working outside quite a lot. Large jet black braid down his back. He seems to be wearing some kind of fur pelt over his shoulders. Notably, it seems to probably be some kind of bear pelt, as the top of the head kind of sticks behind his back with large paws draping down the front in kind of like an olive forest green under suit with some kind of lightly tan kind of vesting and pants. Seems to be wearing just very makeshift sandals, something that would keep the floor of the forest off of his feet, but very modest outside of that. On his neck, you see kind of a bone-structured necklace with colored kind of woods and bones, with like kind of a triangle tooth of some kind of large creature. And then on Holly, you see a familiar, similar makeup. She seems to be wearing a. What is she wearing?
I don't actually have a copy of the background.
She seems to be wearing a bear as well, but hers has the hood up, so the mouth is kind of over her head, draping along her sides, the paws kind of down. Wearing a much more modest get-up. She seems to have simple paints on her face, 2 small red stripes, and a smaller but bone necklace as well, over just kind of forest green, almost like canvas, almost quality shirt, very ragged. You're imagining she's probably wearing something underneath that will help prevent some of the itching. And they seem very deep in prayer currently.
I don't actually have a copy of my background, so I don't remember what their actual formal titles / positions were. I know one is like
It was chief or something.
one's like chief and one's like
Circle Chief, Rowan, and Circle Oracle, Holly.
Alright, I'll walk up. Bring them with me. The boys.
I'm
And
going to follow a little distantly behind.
I'll respectfully, not to scare them while they're in thought. Mom, Dad. When you turn around.
Just lean over to the two of them behind us. What? I guess it makes sense, but it still feels weird.
Yeah, just a little. I don't. Weird. I'm paying attention for sure.
You see both of them kind of turn back to you. And again, noticeably on their faces to you, Elderia, you see just almost exhaustion. Elderia, you've returned so soon. Elderia. Oh, goodness. Are these your friends?
They are. This is Nova,
Hey.
Kylar, and Erzin.
Hello.
They're helping me on my journey to find some answers. I haven't found any yet, but
We're all
think
very
onto
important.
we think we're onto a lead.
Ooh, well, if there's any way we can help, of course we'd provide it.
To start, can we stay here?
Yes, of course you can take your quarters.
Oh, and just so you guys know, guys, these are my parents. This is our high oracle, my mom, Holly,
Just Holly is fine.
and this is my dad, Rowan, the chief.
Kind of gives you all a stern look.
And what exactly does the cheese do?
Nova, I think it probably would be best if we just let Alderia do the talking here.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm Nova.
Buy a
A
drink.
pleasure.
No,
A chief's job is to lead its people to success.
Chief.
He thought you said cheese.
A cheese's job is to feed its people.
Well
Do you-
said.
Wise.
Do you
Wise
have
words,
cheese?
I'm sure we can bring some up from stock.
Yeah.
Now, what returns you to our village, Alderia, so soon?
well, we spoke with an oracle. Go like that at my mom.
Kind of looks at you like,
Grandmaster filter fish.
Oh, that was good. Where was her name? Working on it.
Raga Fierce Fish.
What's her formal name, though?
prime sear.
Prime Seer,
Yeah, you
Raga
probably have it
Fierce
written
Fit. Yeah, you know, I'm messy.
That's right.
We spoke to an oracle named Prime Seer Raga Fierce Fish in the help me. Where were we?
Labyrinth of Acamus Mora.
The Labyrinth of Acamus Mora. It's weird.
Disembodied voice says.
Kyler, where'd you go?
Didn't see you there.
She showed us all a vision, I guess you could call it, of, we don't know if it's a future or a past or something, and it kind of had different paths for each of us, but it was similar to another dream I had had too, and in it we all talked to Astrius, who is
Who is Astrius?
well, in their religion, he's the male aspect of the fates. So the wolf, the fox, the fish, and the giraffe.
The male aspect of the fates.
This big dragon thing. Whiskers.
Oh, horns. I've
Candace.
never heard of such a being.
It's creepy.
But they told us that there's a female counterpart too. And she represents the bear, the whale, the snake, and the ram.
Also, big dragon thing that was sprouting out of the other dragon thing.
Fascinating.
She also has a labyrinth somewhere. And we're hoping to find it and maybe talk to her. Maybe she'll know something about the ram.
Your father kind of speaks up now. Alderia. That's enough of this gibbledy gook. Speaking of our religion in such a way, aspects of this deity, it's the stars tell us our charge, not some dragon with a dragon sprouting from it
And it had antlers.
and antlers.
I think you know.
Although that sounds
Not to
really
be-
cool.
Not to be disrespectful, but
Hello, Rhythm Bot.
Oh, thanks for coming back. I feel as though if the avatar of a religion reaches out to you, maybe it would be best to heed its words. Even if it's not a religion you personally follow.
I don't think the music is actually coming through anymore. Is it for you guys? Sorry.
I don't think so.
My deepest apologies.
Rhythm Bot. Robot House.
All right, there it goes. Should be back.
Yes, I meant steamed hands.
Are you addressing the chief?
Yeah. When he kind of brushes Alderia off like that, I kind of like, hey.
What would you know of the fates, young one?
Well, I've seen her cast her magic light show a few times. And they've served us pretty well. And if these beings are tied up in that, in a different religion, I feel as though maybe we should listen.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh, get to use my stuff. Wow, that's not great. It's a 13 because I rolled a 5.
Kind of turns his back to you. You see him kind of side-eye Holly. Holly looks back. They seem to be sharing some very quiet, brief words.
As parents do.
As parents do. Aldira, you get the vibe that every time, this is the kind of thing that happened every time someone brought a questionable new belief up to Rowan. It's very typical. He's going, well, I mean, do you really? And she's going, you should at least think about it. And he's going, you know, kind of doing the thing.
Classic.
Turns back around. Well, I suppose we are not ones to question such signs in trying times. I hope only that no one aims to manipulate you, my daughter.
Well, we can talk about this more tomorrow.
Very well. You plan to stay then?
I think for tonight we should get Nova some cheese.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
cheese.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And rest. It's been nearly 3 weeks getting here.
A long journey indeed, then. Why don't you come rest now? Come along, Alderia. I'll show you and your friends to some bunks. We can take care of business.
I kind of turn to the side a little bit and I pull out the copper wire and I'm like, Alderia, do you want to ask about the dragon now or do you want to ask about the dragon later?
Let's ask about it a little later.
You can reply to this message.
Let's ask about it a little later. They're a little worked up right now.
Eventually, you guys are taken to a resting area underneath the astrolabe. They are providing food and cheese for Nova. Primarily cheese for Nova.
Primarily cheese
Nova.
for Nova.
But is there anything else you guys would like to do? They seem to just be giving you hospitality. You when you enter into this area, it's kind of the astrolabe is on this hill, and there's a kind of a stone walkway beneath it, and you see kind of encased in glass the rest of this astrolabe with like a platform also made of glass. It seems to have some kind of pedestal resting right towards the middle of it, and you kind of spiral down below it into the kind of almost like the center of the hill is where it seems that Holly and Rowan and Alderia's kind of abode is.
The palace.
Under the ground here. But yeah, you guys are fed cheese and all that stuff. Chit-chatting. Is there anything you guys want to take care of? Talking wise? Or...
I've never seen a structure like this before. What does it do?
Oh,
Well, Oh, you can go ahead.
you want to do? Oh,
Nope.
okay.
Sorry.
Is Chief and Chiefess still with us?
Yeah, they spend some time. Sometimes one leaves and the other leaves and those kinds of things, but mostly they attend to you guys. Unless you guys ask for privacy.
No,
That's
that
how
would
we,
definitely affect how Kyler would act.
They generally attend to you, leaving you for brief moments.
This is how it helps us read the stars. The big telescope. There's no better word for telescope. Telescope up top lets us see things further out and farther away in more detail. And it just gives us the best view to read the stars. It also is our house.
Can you set it to task, or does it just reveal things to you? Like, can you use it to try to search for something?
Yeah, we can search with it.
So this whole thing moves.
Well, yeah, we can turn it to look around.
Sorry, the most complicated thing in this realm that I've seen before this was your necklace, and now I'm seeing this thing. It's kind of blowing my mind. A little bit.
Indeed, seeing a piece of machinery on the scale of housing is a bit to take in.
Well, yeah. So if we, if it's pointing there, we look there in the sky, and if we need to look over there, it just turns.
Is it?
Could we
Okay.
use it to search for omens, perhaps for the other labyrinth or something else that we wanted to pursue? Something from the vision.
Thinking.
Yeah, can we use it to find
I think with the help of the rest of the
labyrinth?
circle here.
Nova, don't chew with your mouth full.
Sorry.
I think
I just kind of absent-mindedly, kind of wipe a little cheese smear off his face.
with the help of the rest of the circle and my mom, and the more experienced druids in our circle, we might be able to get more answers. I've been doing this for a long time. I passed all the tests. I can do it. I still am young.
Right.
Have a lot to learn.
Well, perhaps that's an option.
Eventually, as the evening gives way to true night, Holly and Rowan excuse themselves to go off to bed. They show you guys some nice, comfortable kind of, places to rest, those kinds of things. So if there's anything you guys would like to do during this alone time, you have it. Otherwise,
I'm gonna go up to the top of the astrolabe.
you're gonna go to the astrolabe.
Yeah.
Is anyone else doing anything during this?
I'm just going to relax and take in the serene surroundings.
It is that. Just the gentle buzzing of bugs here and there, and light critters and hooing in the forest. Not a disturbing sight to be seen. And from the top of this hill, the forest spreads out exquisitely before you, almost like a carpet laid out for a giant to rest upon, just pillowing in the distance in this very bright moonlight, completely unfettered by cloud. Alderia, as you ascend to the true astrolabe area of this creation, crazy like you see the familiar structure encased in a large circle of glass. Entering in, you walk across the glass, seeing below you the astrolabe, and in front of you a familiar device, one you've used but rarely. A pillar sticking out from the middle with gears and a brass kind of structure that looks for spinning. And above, the magnifying glass of the lens extending into the distance. You see it doesn't seem to be currently pointing at anything in particular. Just some space. It seems the stars have shifted since the last it was used.
First I'm going to point it towards the ram, where it should be.
So, just kind of like where, so you could see the whole ram, or are you trying to focus on any part of it? Okay.
No,
You see
just
the
where
single
it
star,
should be.
kind of the top left horn from your perspective, kind of not centered, but centered where the horn would be as compared to the rest of it. You see, so you spin the crank, and I don't know if you've ever spun that little circle crank on our dad's boat thing to lower the little wheel, but it's like that. You crank it a lot and a very little amount happens. I feel like spinning and spinning and spinning, and the structure just slowly grinds to life. You see circles twisting and turning and interlocking with one another in ways that are very confounding to how it moves. The lens almost, it drifts in one singular motion, but it like almost passes from ring to ring as the rings kind of fold and unfold and fold and unfold. So somehow the lens travels perfectly, but this contraption makes it look so utterly complex, crossing this sphere surface that doesn't seem to be there, just the large tendrils of metal eventually resting on the ram. You see the single star.
Gonna reminisce on the night that the ram disappeared, getting woken up, shaken from bed and brought to look, and just think on all the things that we learned. And I'm going to, depending if it's late enough.
You're going to what?
Depending if it's late enough, I'm going to check the omens for the next day.
Sure. Go for it.
That was 13. Ooh, it's going to be a woe day.
Whoa. And just as a point of order, all of the rest of you guys, unless you're very deep in sleep, would probably feel this grinding of these gears kind of through the earth. Not offensively loud, but like almost like a gentle little earthquake, and you gather something's going on with the machinery above you.
And then I'm going to just spend the rest of the night kind of tuck in with a blanket and stuff, like be up there.
Okay. You enjoy the aspect of the stars facing down on you, the astrolabe pointing to the ever familiar ram. Nothing seems to be coming to you or anything in that regard, but it is home, and for that you are thankful. Unless there's anything else, the night goes by swimmingly for everyone. The rest is wonderful, and the breakfasts in the morning are served and warm by Rowan and Holly themselves. They're delighted to see their guests. At some point, Holly does come up to you while you sleep, Alderia. Alderia, dear, you seem to have fallen asleep.
It's okay, just leave me.
If you'd like breakfast, we have some down from the hold.
I'll be down.
Very well. She kind of looks almost sullen, like she wants to help, but wants to do something more than she can. But respectfully turns herself and walks back down into the hold of the astrolabe.
Early in the morning, I don't know, I guess I'll just try and just the first chance whenever I wake up, I just kind of want to go like poke around town a little bit. Like not.
Sure.
Algeria told me I couldn't go in nobody's house, so I'm not gonna. But
Creepy.
I just want to like kind of explore, see what there is, and if I happen to veer through a window and see something because of my above average point of view.
Sure.
If I see something, I see something.
I'll say, just for a general look across the town, what you see is a very structured town. First of all, it seems to be gridded, almost like a well-designed city. As you walk through, you kind of comb through. You see children playing. It's parents and grandparents seem to be tending chores, but it's a very, very peaceful life here. People are knitting on the stoops of their houses, washing clothes in basins, carrying buckets of water on their head. Just very much a peaceful kind of just necessity-based life where the children seem to be frolicking and the adults share common, kind of stories and tales. You see the common hunting party of a couple of young men and a couple of young women kind of tying up sharded bone spears, and the younger men kind of elbowing each other, giving each other some hell, and those kinds of things. As people tend to try to be getting ready to go set about their days and do these things in the early morning. Also noteworthy, many people stop, and especially the children will kind of touch at your scales and kind of play around. At one point, one even puts a little flower in your kind of coat pockets. Just very, very jovial atmosphere. Go ahead and roll me a perception or insight check, though, as you're going about.
$18.
18. On your journey, a few different times, you see some older men, not older, but like adult men and women, on a few occasions, seem to have this haggard look, and look at you almost suspiciously, big bags under their eyes, look at you and return into their homes, or even at one point, one audibly kind of scoffs at you as you walk by and kind of darts off into an alley. Not like super quickly, but just like very much trying to get away from this newcomer, probably, is what you're gathering. And they just seem very upset, almost, just kind of in general, almost like a Karen, which is very. And no offense to any Karens that might be watching us, love you all, but if you act like a Karen, right? But they seem to stick out drastically compared to the rest of these people. Just jovial, pleasant, bright smiles. These people, few of them, very few, but a few, scowling, haggard, upset. Kind of mar the landscape here or there. But for the most part, they don't ruin your time. They just seem to kind of stick out like a sore thumb to you for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, just want to take a look. I'll head back.
Yeah, unless there's anything else you're looking for, you
Nah, man.
end up heading on back to the Astrolabe. And the day is your guys' own. Say, probably wrap up the session at the end of today, once you guys have kind of made any decisions that you're trying to do.
Should we talk to them about the dragon?
That would be a good idea.
While we're eating breakfast, I'm assuming my parents are at the table.
Yeah, they joined you guys. One on either side of the head of the table, splitting kind of you two down the middle on a very large log table, kind of hewn very roughly.
Mom and Dad, has
Yes.
there been any dragon sightings recently?
Dragons. Alderia, what does this have to do with anything?
Well, there was a hag on our way to finding that labyrinth. There was a hag, and the hag was hunting this dragon. We kind of just want to go see if we can talk to the dragon and see if he knows why. The hag was really interested in getting to the oracle who told us the vision about.
Talk to a dragon? It sounds perilous.
Well, we have Nova.
Now, Holly, if I'm to listen to these foolish visions, then perhaps there is some merit in this. Holly just kind of looks down, kind of glares across the table. You're gathering there's some tension about how things are being handled. Alderia, I can't think of any specific instances of a dragon individually. Holly kind of scratches her chin for a moment. Well, Rowan, there was that one raid that happened on that Tavrosian encampment. It was said to be some kind of large beast. I suppose something like that. It's possible it was a dragon. Checked it out myself.
Do we know where they're talking about?
No, you guys wouldn't really have any point of reference. reference. They seem to have indicated that a Davrosian encampment. You know, Davros is a warring nation currently, so probably some kind of war camp within their borders.
Was that northeast from here?
Well, I would say generally north, yes. We don't know
The
the
dragon
exact...
that we saw sign of about a week ago was apparently headed in that direction.
Yeah, it was northeast and we went east.
I think
We
it's
had to go east to get here.
No Davrosian encampment would ever bother lying in the Savernine Forest. Too much danger. So, if their encampment lies, it's outside the forest, but the dragon traveled quite a distance in a day. Perhaps it's made its way that way.
Do you know anything else about the attack?
Sorry, I gotta mute myself and go close my door real quick.
Shout out to Feet in the chat. Thanks for watching, Feet.
Excuse me.
I just saw that and it made me laugh so hard internally.
Oh.
So sorry, where were we?
Talking with Rowan and Holly.
What, do they know
got
anything
that.
else about it? Was what attacked Green possibly? Do you know that?
We haven't a clue. Simply have heard reports of an attack.
Was the encampment
Davros
completely wiped out?
I mean, as far as we know, but we haven't sent scouts. It's none of our concern, really. Just heard rumor of it from travelers.
Do you know when it happened?
Oh, the travelers came through probably about a week ago.
Didn't you say you went and viewed it personally?
No, we have not gone and viewed it personally.
Hmm.
Matters outside of the tribe, we tend to leave that way, unless they're forced upon us. An attack from a large beast. Not all that uncommon in the Savernine Forest. It's been generally peaceful for us around here in that regard. At the very least.
We don't really leave. Ever.
Algeria is a fine example of a very rare circumstance.
Rowan, Holly,
Yes.
forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn. Your people seem so happy and carefree, and you two seem to be burdened. Is there something wrong?
You see Rowan kind of gives Holly a knowing look. Holly gives him kind of a knowing look back. Rowan hanging his head. I was hoping you wouldn't say anything. We've had a little trouble lately. If I'm being honest. We don't know who it is, but one or perhaps more of our tribesmen have been cursed of some kind of lycanthropy. There's a old druidic tale that says, under very unfortunate circumstances and at a full moon, some druids come out as almost blood-worshipping creatures. When they come of age, they turn into these blood shamans almost. And I've been dealing with them since Altaria left. So honestly, it's weighing on us quite a bit. But it's none of your concern. It's home matters. It will, I'm sure, sort itself out.
Well, no, I mean, we're here. Least we can do is help you.
looks up to Holly again. If you would like to, honestly, we could use all the help we get. Some men and children and women have been disappearing in the night with quite frequency lately.
Is that why so many old folks look so tired?
I imagine so. Lots of concern. It's, again, Alderia, since you left, the omens, they've been drastically bad. You see her, she kind of wipes a tear away from her face at this point, just kind of almost defeated looking, you know? Rowan kind of doing the stalwart, not going to let his emotions side through. Kind of, if you're offering help, I suppose we have no choice but to take it. What we need is for any of these lycanthropes to be killed. I'm so frank. To bring violence upon our own people. I never thought to ask such a request of anyone, let alone outsiders. I hope you can respect the gravity with which we place this task upon you.
Do you know how many there are?
We haven't a clue.
Well,
That's what terrifies us the most.
And there's no way to cure this affliction.
Not that we know of. If you've an idea, anything would be accepted at this point. Quite desperate.
Where are they?
In the village somewhere. I would imagine. Probably hiding amongst us as our own, and when the night turns, taking our people out.
When's the next full moon?
4.5 days. Towards the middle of the night, the full moon should rise.
We don't have a whole lot of time, do we?
of course we do.
How do we know who they are?
I imagine when they turn into werewolves is the best time to find them. I'm sorry, Alderia, you must understand the nature of this problem. They attack in the night when no one's aware. And within frequency and cunning. From our own people. We can't go masquerading in the day and claiming we know who it is and plunging swords through their hearts. If it were simple, we'd have taken care of it ourselves. If you can offer assistance, we'll offer all we can in return.
Let's do it.
We appreciate your offer of help. I wish you the best of luck on this journey as well as the next. If you need anything, we'll be here. Any information we can provide.
I think a good place to start would be with as much as you know.
We've told you most. The latest death, a young man. He was towards the very bottom of the city, most likely why he was targeted. Perhaps hunting out too late at night near the full moon. Named Nor. His family, mostly deceased at this point. Not from the lycanthropes, thankfully.
Said he was the most recent death.
Yes. Is there anything else I can try and help with? I wish there was more.
Is there anything that we can do to try to root them out beforehand or identify potential people who are afflicted? Do they have any weaknesses or fears or?
Well, as the tales go, lycanthropes are terrified of silvers, so anything in that realm. We have very little of any kinds of metal other than our astrolabe here in our town, but if you have such things, it could be helpful. Trinkets,
Certainly
perhaps
have.
even a blade.
Definitely do not.
We certainly have a fair amount of silver pieces.
Maybe even that could help, I don't know. Other than that, I suppose if you wanted to try and bait them somehow, perhaps that would lead them out.
What would they be enticed by?
So far, they've only taken out people near full moons, within a day or so of a full moon, as well as very vulnerable folk. Young adults, children sometimes even, occasional older individuals. It's been going on for about 2 months now.
And this question is perhaps the most important. Do they work as a pack, or do they hunt alone?
At this point, Holly kind of speaks up. We're not for certain, but I do believe the first evening I was out. Luckily, I avoided their ire, but I did see more than one of them. Perhaps as many as 3 at that time. Since then, we haven't heard any reports indicating numbers, as most of the people have been found dead.
They haven't been targeting anybody specifically, have they?
No discernible patterns that we've been able to detect other than unfortunate souls who happen to be straying at night at the wrong time. Likely alone or very few people with them at a time. And who knows, perhaps there are some missing too. We haven't had the ability to check every house or anything like that.
Sure. Guess we need to start investigating the town then, huh?
We do appreciate the assistance. Holly, we'll have to discuss a reward while they're gone. Something worthy of this. Very few items left in the trove that could remotely appreciate this kind of gift. Yes, Rowan, you're right. I think we'll drum something up, though. She gives him kind of a concerned but happy look. A little bit of hope appearing for the first time.
You are Alderia's family, and she is ours. We'll do what we can.
At this, Rowan kind of hand on chest. Your words strike a chord, Erinn. Thank you for your assistance.
Well, and if worst comes to worst, we can always be bait. And I snap my fingers and use my class or my race feature to change into like a 10-year-old human child.
It seems you have found people of particular talent, Alderia.
I didn't know you had illusion magic, Kyla, besides your doubles.
Oh, it's not illusion, trust me.
Yeah, this is actually what he really looks like.
It's quite real. And I change back.
I'm just
What?
I'm just amazed. Wow, you can wild shape too? Can you do animals as well?
Yes, but only into people. And I turn into a copy of Alderia.
A very astute copy of that.
I don't like that. Stop it.
I don't like that. Stop it.
Oh no.
Oh no. That'll change back into me. It's a very useful spell.
With this in mind, I'm very confident. Hopefully you will all be able to get to the bottom of this. Well, why don't you set about your investigation? If you have anything, return to us with questions and we'll provide whatever resources we can in the meantime to aid in this.
Indeed.
Very well. May the stars be with you. May the stars be with
And
you.
also with you.
Rowan and Holly kind of let themselves up from the table. And with that, I think we'll call tonight's session a close as well. As you guys set about your little side quest here to stop the blood shamans in the town, the astrolabe, Valdiria's hometown. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for my players. I love that you guys always roleplay so much. Didn't roll hardly any dice that game. 4 hours.
Didn't need to.
Didn't need to.
Yeah.
That's how we love it. Makes my job easy.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys so much. We'll see you guys next Wednesday, back on our regular schedule.
Yep. Today was an off day.
That's all right.
All right, everybody.
We'll still be streaming
see
throughout the week, though.
Still be
Yeah.
streaming games.
Look forward to some more TTT coming up.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
Bye-bye.
say bye.
Bye.
Bye.